Hey, Mattsuki here. Today we're going to be talking about Call of Duty fans willing to throw away money at an immersion filter, how Charlie Intel, a famous Call of Duty news outlet, is abusing his power to knowingly spread repeated false narratives and disinformation, and of course some AI art at Infinity Ward drama. Today's going to be a shorter video, but I thought I'd also let you guys know that my Black Ops 6 review is in the works and it's nearing completion. But without further ado, I need to set the record straight, and yeah, we gotta look at some of this slop I found on my Twitter timeline today. So circling back over to the immersion filter, we have this one post here that I found, and it says people on Reddit are now asking for Activision to let them pay to disable Call of Duty's crazy skins from being shown to them. Milsim fans have lost their minds. Now, lost their minds is an interesting choice of words, so we'll circle back to that in just a moment, but let's read the post here. It says, "Alright Activision, how much do I need to pay for you to permanently disable other players' obnoxious skins?" This is a common issue that I've seen all over Twitter and even my own YouTube comment section. I've made countless videos covering this subject in the past as well. Skins in Call of Duty over the past, 5 years have become insanely obnoxious to the point that Call of Duty has just lost its identity. A big reason that I didn't even want to get BO6 was because the devs were just straight up lying about Black Ops 6 having a theme, and an artistic theme is something that's very important to me, the player, because it's literally what I am looking at the entire time I'm playing the game. And the fact that Call of Duty has gone downhill, and more so in recent years, just abandoning its military roots, has left a very sour taste in my mouth. It's like salt in my eyes, but let's continue here. Been loving Black Ops 6 so far, but one big thing that consistently ruins my game experience is disgusting, ugly character skins. Even though this game is an arcade shooter, I still want to immerse myself in its gameplay. That is absolutely and completely impossible when a neon green dragon with stupid wings comes flying around the corner with a gun that shoots bright orange bullets that makes my whole screen explode into a laggy mess of stupid gobblegum effects. Yeah, I've ran into this thing even in ranked. They stopped. Guys, I've gotten to gold in ranked, and they have stopped making the enemy team run ranked skins by default. Throughout Modern Warfare 2 and I believe MW3 as well, the enemy team would always be the CDL outfit. But with Black Ops 6 so far, that's just not the case. So they've kind of just stripped down yet another aspect of a even competitive experience. It just feels like I'm fighting a visual mess. So continuing on, it says, "Please Activision, if you won't give us an option to manually disable the eyesore, I will literally pay you for it. Name your price, dog. I got this game for free through Xbox Game Pass, I assume. So I'd gladly pay a decent amount of money to just be able to play a military shooter where it actually looks like I'm engaging in military combat." I'm guessing this isn't a massively popular opinion, but I've had a soft spot for Call of Duty since I was 13 years old and would love to continue playing the series I've loved for decades. Edit. Just to clarify, I realize COD is not a milsim, and I never said as much. I just want a classic COD arcade shooter where I can at least pretend I'm not playing Fortnite 2.0, which is a fair enough opinion, right? I think we all here can agree that Call of Duty is not a milsim. A milsim game is something like a game where you are literally trying to be in a military simulator. That's what milsim is short for, military simulator. I also got into Call of Duty when I was 13 years old, and at that time I was playing MW3, the original. I wouldn't even say that was a milsim. Call of Duty has always been this 6v6 respawn style shooter with a campaign mode as its main mode, and then a third mode like Spec Ops, which later changed, and now we're getting zombies as the third mode, and it's been more supported than Spec Ops.
So here, I'll open this image here, then this. No, I'm not disabling my ad blocker. Fuck you. Fuck, I didn't mean to close that. Terminus, BO6. And I'll just do Mob with it, because Mob is my favorite.
Okay.
Not match of the day.
Autocorrect.
No, that's what MOTD stands for, apparently, is match of the day. I guess it's like a soccer thing. Okay, but yeah, here, I'll stream. This is okay, even this is a remake. But it has a different camo on the skin, but other than that.
Where are you streaming it? Oh.
Discord.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, here's even a better one. This, just gritty, just
gritty. Yeah.
I
remember when people used to say, "I want Call of Duty to be gritty."
Like that, and then look at this. Where's this? Just look at the difference.
Yeah.
You just look at even at the HUD. Just look at the HUD difference.
Yeah, the modern HUD just like okay, the
Doesn't
old
do
one
it.
like it looks like it's like red, so that makes it look more evil and
That's what
it's
I
a lot more
mean.
like well
Even-
gritty, right? But
Exactly. That's
sharp, just
yeah, they spelled
spooky.
it wrong. Here's even BO3.
The new
Like,
one
look
just
at that.
yeah.
Even like look
Look at the shape
that.
in the bottom right of that like what do you call it? The
Yeah.
gobblegum thing.
Yeah. Like that 9. Like look how they just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
The
the blood
fast forward to
splatter
BO6
on all
again.
the letters and shit. Yeah, exactly. I'll even pick it. Here's like another one.
Yeah, just like the square boxes behind stuff looks so bad.
That's right.
Like the streak behind the streaks and the equipment and like the ammo, like ew.
Just look at that compared to BO6 or like just
No, that doesn't have zombies aura.
no. That's multiplayer zombies and that's
Warzone.
yeah. Like zombies used to feel like its own separate game. Like
Mhm.
zombies and multiplayer were not this even remotely close to the same thing. And now it's like if you're good at multiplayer, you don't even have. No one has to be good at zombies anymore to get to high rounds.
Nah, not really. But circling back to multiplayer because that's what this is all about. But yeah, back to like the just having a theme in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Just-
could do so much cool stuff with it, especially with like modern technology and whatnot, modern clothing designers, and going back to make cool outfits. Like BO3 had such cool outfits for being a futuristic game, and they had to imagine that stuff. Like, imagine
Yeah.
just modifying old outfits to like be BO3-esque, like not futuristic, but just like BO3 style.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
Riz. Like I like how BO3 has just armor and straps and
Yeah.
pockets in a lot of spots on the character models. Dude, when people like mention it though, other people are like, Milsim skins are boring and all look the same.
Like, no, you can make them look different.
Yeah. Well, no,
not
like
that hard.
people show pictures of Milsim skins that they want to see again, and they're like, oh, they all look the same. So I just
Like,
hit
so
him with
you-
that Velma losing her glasses gif.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't get. So people want Nicki Minaj? No. So people don't want Nicki Minaj, but they don't want Milsim skins. 'Cause they all
See, a lot of people don't want Nicki Minaj, but then there's a whole lot of other people. They're like, no, I like silly skins, so stop asking for military stuff.
Oh, I guess I get that.
It's just two
Stupid,
different,
stupid.
complete different groups of people now.
It's like, why can't you just add both?
See, the thing that like everyone's been saying nowadays is like add a cosmetic filter so that people can have the Milsim visual experience, and then if
Yeah.
you don't want the filter on, then you have the same experience as you currently do.
No, yeah.
So it doesn't hurt you, and it benefits us, the OG players that just want the game to look like OG Call of Duty.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. But the thing is too, now they're arguing like, oh, but I want my enemy players to see my skin. So if I buy a crazy skin and you're not seeing it, then it's devaluing my skin.
I mean, I kind of understand that point too.
Yeah, but
Like, that'd
dude,
be like,
how often do you go, oh, hey, enemy players on the enemy team, do you guys see my skin in game? Oh, you do? What do you think of it? Like, no.
the only thing I can.
Who does that?
It's like kind of like you get killed at the end of the game. You get like slide cancel, one tap in the head by like Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I don't care if the final kill cam shows your real skin, but like, you know?
Yeah, like I can't. It's like I don't. It's like yeah, I don't. It's like it should have the kill cam show it. I guess like that would be.
Yeah,
fun.
why not?
Cause,
Why not?
'cause that's the only thing you actually want to see. Like you don't care about me seeing your skin across the map. You just want me to see.
A cool
I don't
play.
Actually, I don't,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't even get it.
Like, play of the game.
I don't even think you could do that because like I get like the side that we're like, yeah, my skin is devalued because I want you to see my skin running up to you as I kill you. I can hear that argument, but at the same
Mhm.
time it's like they just shouldn't even have that.
At the same time, like, it's just not Call of Duty, and I
No.
want Call of Duty.
Like I don't care if there's 500 Alex Masons running around the map, but just put in local characters.
Yeah.
Like BO3 did it perfectly. They had a futuristic
alright.
game, so they could do whatever the fuck they wanted. They didn't do. They actually kind of. Like, they
I
had
have gone back
skin.
to look, and there are some silly looking skins. Okay, this one was added way later. Oh, here it is. There's the alien skin. Look at this one.
Yeah, but that's not even like.
There was
that's
like this.
dumb.
There was another one too that was like reptile skin, and she had like this like a braided ponytail. I remember
Like,
that
that's
one.
kind of dumb, but like I'd still rather that than.
There were very
bullshit.
few of them though in comparison
Yeah.
to every
And
other
they
skin
weren't
in the
as
game.
noticeable.
Yeah, there's another version.
Like far away, you wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah, like if you squint, it's like, oh, well, it just looks like he has like golden armor with like a shiny helmet, I guess.
Yeah, like it just looks a red helmet. Then you get closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, I don't really see that, but yeah.
Yeah, it is a
Shit,
little
they have
bit
now.
harder. Popular opinion, skins in MW are much better than ones in
I'm
BO4.
banned for 2 more days. Oh.
Yeah, and then like BO6. We're just running into skins that look like they're glowing
Yeah.
armor.
Wings and shit.
Like this is totally different from like something like this. This looks so cool. Yeah, here's another skin from Vanguard, the gorilla.
I remember that. I remember so many people. Why are people upset over these skins? What do you...
Oh, let's see that. Actually, yeah, I kind of want to see that. Reddit says, mainly just boomers / milsim cosplayers that don't realize CoD is an arcade shooter. What are we talking about?
No, okay. Keep reading.
This. Don't like it, don't use it. Keep on as usual for the rest. Well, that doesn't even make sense. Like, don't like it, don't use it. Dude, I'm not using it in the first place, and the reason I'm complaining is because I can see other people. Like, that's the game. I'm not seeing myself.
Fighting with King Kong.
Modern Warfare 2019 was also the first game to introduce anime skins and tracers, just saying. No, it wasn't. Well, this is like for the gun, but I'm... Yeah, like I remember this one from FaZe Jav. It's such a gross anime. Looks like they made it in like the emblem creator.
For real.
Then like Modern Warfare 2019 came out, like this looks so much better.
Yeah, but that's stupid too.
They were called Master Crafts. Like there was a unicorn Mastercraft, here it is.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was one that would, I think there was a dragon that flew,
that tire
right?
thing. What the fuck is that?
Where?
Right there, yeah.
Secret Mastercraft weapon in Black Ops 4.
Bro, there's a tire.
They put a tire on the mech. And people like this shit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
What the fuck is that?
It looks like it's a fish-style bone-looking gun, I
Stingray
guess.
Mastercraft.
This would be cool in zombies.
But yeah, if you want to add shit to, not like anime guns, if you want to add like crazy dumb shit in zombies, I don't care. The zombies is kind of over the top anyway, but like...
Same, I think
keep it
this
within
looks sick in zombies.
That's cool. Wait, what are you saying? Wait, is that a fucking stereo gun?
Where?
Right there on the hard right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Black Ops 4. The boombox. Multiplayer has always consisted of locations from the campaign to sort of keep up that immersion, and I guess there's a little bit of recycled assets here and there, but not for the most part. It hasn't always like just been straight up copy and paste. The games had a theme and they stuck to it. It was as simple as putting Modern Warfare 3 on the fucking cover and expecting to get Modern Warfare 3. Paris under attack, cities in ruin, abandoned outposts in snowy weather environments. Yeah, pretty much where the president's plane crashed in the MW3 campaign. Literally the terrorist attack on Terminal is a Call of Duty multiplayer level. But multiplayer, it takes these campaign locations, makes them into a multiplayer map, and that's not just a fucking map thrown together and put into multiplayer. No, multiplayer has its own specific kind of map designs that make it flow well in multiplayer. There's a philosophy behind it, which I'll get into more in my Black Ops 6 review. Oh, I'll tear those multiplayer maps apart, just you wait. But then there is game modes. We have standard game modes like TDM, Domination, Free-for-All, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy. And then you got like party modes also thrown in there, like Infected, sometimes Prop Hunt, occasionally Drop Zone. But what Call of Duty didn't have was green motherfucking dragons. Even in Infected, like back then, we were actually just like the multiplayer factions, and if you got infected, you turned into the other faction. You got a melee weapon. Nowadays, you either turn into a reindeer or some zombie, which is just absurd because zombies doesn't even get this support anymore, like with MW3 last year. Instead of adding actual content to zombies, they added it to multiplayer. Zombies in multiplayer. And that included game modes and maps. So we haven't only lost the theme, we also just don't know how to support a Call of Duty game anymore, I guess. But no, I totally get it. It is incredibly disappointing to start playing this series when you're like 13 years old, and then a decade later they release the game with the same name as the one you started with, Modern Warfare 3, and it's just a complete shit show. It just disrespects the original as much as possible. It's like it literally just went out of its way to be a cash grab. It doesn't even look like Call of Duty anymore. It just looks like a mobile game trying to make as much money as it can off of children, and not just any children. Like I'm talking about like the free-to-play kids that got into Call of Duty just because it was a free game mode called Warzone. They weren't even interested in Call of Duty because of like the art style that draws them in. They just played because it was a battle royale. Wow, what a plague on this series that was. But also I wanted to ask, like, how did we get here? How did the conversation go from, hey, we don't really want to see these silly, obnoxious looking skins in the game anymore. Can we just have an immersion filter, to, Yo, Activision Doc, I pay some big bucks to remove these skins from my game, please. Thank you very much. Like that's what I assume this guy means by Milsim fans have lost their minds, because they're literally wanting to pay Activision to disable stuff in the game. Like, we're not even paying Activision to add stuff for us, like to buy DLC. We're paying them to remove DLC. Well, that's just kind of crazy, right? But I think the reason we got here is because we had big accounts. I don't know if it was Charlie Intel per se, might have been Bob Network, I'm not really sure, so I won't be pointing any fingers, but hey, maybe it was Ghost of Hope, huh? But anyways, big accounts, they are the reason. They pointed out not too long ago that the reason we have silly skins in Call of Duty nowadays, and like the reason that they are overshadowing all the military outfits, is because people are buying them more. And Activision, of course, is going to be making more money off of more sales, so what are they going to do? They're gonna pump out more obnoxious, silly looking skins. And what these big accounts said was, oh, womp womp, rip bozo, you didn't buy your military outfits, so Activision isn't giving you anymore. So like that sort of rhetoric sort of implies like, hey, spend more money and maybe Activision will notice you. They'll start catering their games towards you again. So that's why I think we got like just takes like this saying, hey, I'd actually like be willing to pay for a fucking filter at this point. But it's not like losing your minds. Like that's maybe being a little bit disingenuous. But hey, this guy's also exaggerating a little bit, I think. But anyway, moving on to the Charlie Intel post that I saw on my timeline. I saw this post here from my homie Yellow Dog with a Cone, hello friend, and he said 5 years later, and people in this community still don't get what milsim means in the context of Call of Duty lol. It means these guys. It has nothing to do with the actual military simulation games like Arma, Squad, and Insurgency Sandstorm. Rents do, I guess. So these are the examples we got here. Military looking outfits, very nice, from Modern Warfare 2019. This one actually being one of my favorite is the default skin for using I believe assault rifles in the game on the what was it, the Allegiance team? I don't think it was Coalition, I'm pretty sure it was Allegiance. But yep, here's another one, and here is the last example. This was Modern Warfare 2. And of course this is a quote retweet, so let's see the original quote do we have here from Charlie motherfucking Intel. So we got the post here from Charlie Intel saying Call of Duty is not and will never be a milsim, which is hilarious because, oh, what do we have here? What is this? Oh, November 11th of 2023, like pretty much a year ago. Call of Duty is not a milsim and should never try to be. What is this lovely comment here we have from Mattsuki? It says, I still have yet to see anyone say that it is a milsim video game. What I have seen is people asking for CoD to retain its military theme and not jump the ship into Fortnite territory skins. The best way to keep everyone happy at this point is to add a cosmetic filter. And I of course linked my visual game breaker Nicki Minaj and Money Hungry Cosmetics video where I talked about this very filter. Something I would love to see in Call of Duty implemented, as it hurts no one. Back then, just looking at some of the replies on here too, the milsim guy says who said it should be, because literally no one is saying that it is a milsim. This person says didn't know not wanting Nicki Minaj counted as wanting a milsim. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't believe you wanted a milsim because you just didn't want to see a pink girl in a tight outfit running around in Call of Duty with her long, luscious pink hair. This person says no, but having the aesthetic be consistent would be nice. I said 100% agreed. This person says it never tried to be a milsim. This person says it never was getting close to being a milsim. This one says same with Battlefield. This person says like what part of us 360 no-scoping jumping off of a goddamn aircraft carrier was screaming milsim to people. Like literally it's not. No one is saying this at all. People who want a milsim should join the military. Okay, now this comment is really stupid. See how long they last if they're that dedicated to it. Nerd emoji. Yeah, go tell that to anyone who actually has joined the military that they should be playing it like it's Call of Duty, just fucking getting triple kills and shit like it's a video game. Like how fucking disgusting do you have to be to say that? This person says who's calling it a milsim? This person says it's an arcadey military shooter, always has been. It wasn't until BO3 to BO4 that they tried pivoting to more of a Quake style arena shooter focused more on run and gun. Classic COD was always an arcade military shooter, more about claiming and holding important positions on the map. And now last one I'll read here is this one. It says, is the argument against gameplay, or is it about the setting, theme / skins? Cause gameplay is fine, characters suck. Now Nightwing, you get what's up, man. But unfortunately, after all of these comments, Charlie Intel, a year later, like a year has passed, man, and we're tweeting the same tweet. Call of Duty is and never will be a milsim. Are you literally just trying to ignore the very discussion that you had just a year ago? And he says right here under that post too, like right under it, some people say that they'd be willing to pay to hide the crazy skins. And that links us to this article here on Dextero. Black Ops 6 players willing to pay for the ability to turn off obnoxious skins, which is the tweet we already went over. And hey, you know what's even funny about this article? It says right here that the game has strayed further and further away from being a military shooter because of the microtransactions and all the skins that they've had because of the business model change over time. So like, Charlie, are you just linking articles just to link them because, like, you know, the title? Because it doesn't really look like you're reading them, huh? It goes against the very thing you were just talking about up here. And never will be. It is not and never will be a milsim. But it just says here in the article that we're talking about the authentic Call of Duty experience. Again, it says the game has strayed further and further away from being a military shooter, which means it was at one point. It's literally what this article's about. Players are willing to get rid of the silly skins in favor of going back in time to like re-experience what they loved about Call of Duty in the first place. Also, sorry, the article's just off center for a second here. And just for confirmation here, it says the Redditor, the bread loaf, that's literally the one we went over just a second ago, as you can see. The bread loaf right up here. So anyways, going back to Charlie Intel's post here, Call of Duty is not and will never be a milsim. What does that imply? Like, you tweeted the same thing out a year ago. You were told wrong in the comment section back then too, but you do it again. And this guy's like a news outlet, right? So it's like a post that's creating a false narrative around players that are apparently calling Call of Duty a milsim, which players are clearly not doing. And seeing as the post that's like right underneath, like you replied to your original post with the crazy skin sort of take here, it seems like you are talking about the cosmetics. And the article here just disproves that it is not and never will be a milsim. Like, it just disproves that completely aesthetic wise. It has been. The only thing customizable back in the day was your weapon camos, which in a multiplayer game, if you want progression, you're gonna need some customization. Call of Duty is not realistic, but it was still immersive back then. And I think that's what kind of most players want. We just want immersion. Like, look at this. Nobody wants the game to be a milsim. This is from Hunter TV. Call of Duty has so much aura when it actually sticks to the theme that they market though. Like, look at this. This, my boy Graves. Hook, line, and fucking sinker. You know, I love that shit, Shadows. And yeah, here we also got like just a collage of the Call of Duty milsim skins here. I can't say I'm a fan of all of them, because I'm not. I do think this one here, one of my favorites from Modern Warfare 2019. This was my main. This one also really cool looking. This one up here I bought. And of course we had like this dark one right beside my character here, the Russian blue, but it's like just a pure black operator. And you had the rose skin back then too that people liked, and that wasn't even milsim, but that was just like really cool looking. You got like this Canadian one at the very bottom here too, like love to Canada. We had so many countries having their like just milsim crossovers into Modern Warfare 2019. People really enjoyed that. But yeah, like I completely agree with Hunter here, and 2.5K also agreed with him on this post. Like, here's a post from Avid, one of my subs, I believe. This would have been sick. Like, I want a fucking Shadow Company faction on my maps. His post here says, right here is what I want, honestly. I think we should bring back multiple factions being tied to maps. Like, back in the OG days, you didn't only have 2 factions. We actually had, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 factions, and it would just change depending on the map, because again, multiplayer was really tied to the campaign back then. I think on Terminal, it was probably like the Rangers versus the Russians, but on maps like in Africa, you got like the, what was it, like a African militia versus whatever the other faction was. It was really neat, and this could have been expanded upon so much in the newer Call of Duty games. Like, you could have Shadow Company on one faction, you could have like General Shepard and his goons on another faction in Modern Warfare 2, and then also Task Force 141 could be its own, and then the Russians could be another. Like, there's 4 already. And we got more people here just calling out his bullshit, like, y'all are confusing realism with milsim. Exactly. Chat, what the fuck is milsim? Kai says it means military simulator. Games like Arma 3 and Ready or Not are considered milsim. Right, Arma 3, what a goat game, thank you. This one says military simulator, hyper realism, no crazy skins, and all that jazz. No, that's actually not what milsim here means. No crazy skins, that's not milsim. Milsim is literally military accurate skins. Dude, I could play as a fucking civilian or something like that, not military grade gear, and that's not crazy. Just like your category right here, no crazy skins. Just because I'm not using a dragon doesn't make it milsim. We got the milsim guy again here saying, who said it was LeMayo? Dan says, I love how brain dead the Call of Duty community is. Just because there's a Delta Force straight out of the Operation Gothic Serpent in a fucking Warzone era COD game does not mean that COD is a milsim like Arma, LMFA, oh. Y'all all are dumb. Completely agreed. And maybe not dumb, but maybe just intentionally spreading disinformation. Just to demonize the people that are asking for Call of Duty to have an immersive style again. Because milsim and Call of Duty, like, they've been, like, they don't mix well. They've been demonized a lot over the past couple of years. When the average Charlie Intel fan hears someone talking about milsim, they just go, re, all over Twitter. Dude, even Blame Truth out here. Your takes have been fucking horrible lately, Charlie. No one is asking for this to be a milsim. This game has zero identity. Zero riz. This is a war game set in the 90s. How about something that makes it feel like the freaking 90s at least? Bring in Tim from Tool Time. This guy, I guess. Or a dude wearing a JNCOs. So pretty much wide jeans. For all I care about, stop with this furry human shark or shiny dragon shit. Just pick a fucking central theme and stick with it. This dude's request is totally reasonable, by the way. So here we have the post I already went over. The request being to add the option to disable other skins. Like, it's perfectly reasonable. Oh, and here we have another one of those disingenuous comments. We had gold guns in COD 4, Bacon DLC and BO2. This series hasn't been milsim for almost 20 years, and here's where the disinformation comes in. The Modern Warfare 2019 Sentinel crowd is the worst thing that happened to the COD community, I guess, next to Joe Seacott. Crazy take. I feel like the people that use Sentinel crowd nowadays are just outing themselves as online idiots. Like, they act like this is actually a community. People that get together to be Sentinels, like, Sentinel being campers? Since when has camping actually been effective in Call of Duty? Like, when was the last game that it was actually like just a main play style? Because it wasn't Modern Warfare 2. We had drill grenades and those countered campers really well. Modern Warfare 2019? I guess maybe, because that game did like have, you know, really overpowered claymores, and the shotguns were also pretty decent. But then again, the maps were pretty big too, so it's like if you just avoid the campers, they don't get a lot of kills, and yeah, it just decentivizes them to camp. As someone with actually like 20 days in Modern Warfare 2019, there was not that many campers. And like every Call of Duty game has had campers, like even Black Ops 3, a jetpack Call of Duty game, like that game, it didn't have claymores, but it had trip mines and the shock charges, which combined together created just this awful sort of like trap that would just kill you. It's basically the Call of Duty Ghosts EID. You can place it anywhere on the map and it will most likely kill you. Oh, and then the whole like Joe Seacott thing, like we're still going on about that? We're still bullying Call of Duty developers? Wow, interesting argument, man. Getting hate rallies behind you just to demonize people because of an interview, just because like of an interview that you didn't even comprehend. It's pathetic. This person says nothing wrong with milsim. This one says agreed, but it needs to stop being Fortnite. 100%, guys. Good job. Oh, I love to see it. This person says we had a nice balance back in the day. Serious campaign with grounded multiplayer before the skins marketplace took off. Completely agreed there as well. All I'm looking for in multiplayer is just a grounded experience. I don't mind a gold camo, I don't mind a diamond camo. I just think the game should actually try to be the game that it's marketed as. I want to be sold on a vision, an artistic vision, not some mobile game slop. It just looks disgusting. This person says it won't be a milsim, but can we at least not have Shark and Nicki Minaj operators? I don't feel like that's asking for a lot. Yeah. And again, like when we're talking about milsim, like it's like we're talking about the type of game, right? Call of Duty's not Arma 3. It's never been a milsim. Call of Duty's always been its own thing. It's got signature Call of Duty gameplay with a military theme at its roots for every Call of Duty game except for the recent Warzone era years. And then there's like a couple outliers here and there, like Advanced Warfare, and I guess you could count BO4 as well. But then like between those games, it's still like pretty grounded. Like Infinite Warfare, super grounded, and it was like far futuristic. World War II, pretty grounded. And then just before Advanced Warfare, we had Ghosts, which is also super grounded. And then this guy says, except it was more of a mil sim when it was a better game. Let that sink in. Yeah. Aesthetically, yeah. No, of course we got 8 thoughts here. I've already liked this comment. Yeah, that's great, but having Fortnite skins running around is absolutely ridiculous. It's obvious the game has lost its way. It's trash all around. This one says the best CoD in years had a great milsim feel to it. Now everything is ruled by streaming and goofiness. And also, like, all these comments, just freaking back to back. Like, look at all these hearts I've given out. That's crazy. Oh, we also had one here from T-Dog. It was just a meme post, but raccoons were running around during BO6 time period, so what's the issue? Lol, haha, funny. Oh, we also got a Rainbow Six Siege is better than COD. Hell yeah, woo! I love to see the Rainbow Six love. That's a game I've been playing for the past year. Great game. Since this Call of Duty has always been a milsim though, there's no such thing as dragons and sharks in combat. Yup. Oh, and then this guy says it isn't a milsim, but I definitely think that the multiplayer is way better when it sticks to a theme. Even though Ghosts had the Predator, that was a one-off thing. I definitely think that there is a way too many wonky looking skins definitely throws off the theme of the game in my opinion. Jetpacks as a whole I don't think really counts since it steps out of the realm of believability as a whole. So I'm just gonna like that and comment here. My friend, what you are talking about is having immersion back in Call of Duty. 1900s, modern era, futuristic. Doesn't matter the era. What made them enjoyable was the artistic vision that came to life. That's what immersion is. That's true creativity. And like, by the way, maybe it's a hot take, but I hate when people say that like creativity is allowing the devs to make whatever they want. Cause to me, it's just clearly that's not the case. They're just making skins to get people to like the most amount of people, the general audience to buy them, the Warzone audience. That's why we see just random ass crossovers. That's why there's just random looking skins like the shark and a green dragon. Like what relevance do they have to Call of Duty? None at all. It's not even like, you know, Klaus from Zombies or the Warden from Zombies. It's just straight up randomness. But yeah, lastly here, after his post saying that people are willing to buy the option to hide crazy skins, I said, literally me, bro. This shit is out of hand, and it's crazy that you people keep misconstruing our points about COD having a fucking theme into COD isn't a milsim. Shut the hell up. It's annoying. Stop it. We want an immersion filter for visuals and visuals only. Stop talking about COD becoming a military simulator, you complete buffoons. And raise your hand if you wanted to pay for this option. Bro's just getting ratioed by like every comment, it looks like. This one says totally agreed. Also, don't want to look at rabbits, monkeys, cats on the battlefield. Just give the option, doesn't harm anyone. Yeah, exactly. And there was a post here from Xclusive Ace that I wanted to go over as well. Alright, so under this post we have Xclusive Ace saying, I don't see the issue with this post. While the visuals aren't everything to me and I care more about the gameplay design, I would love to return to, or have a toggleable option for, a somewhat grounded military aesthetic layered on top of COD's arcadey gameplay. So basically classic COD. I know asking for an option to disable it is pointless as the skins are a huge revenue stream and they won't want to give players the option to disable their ability to market those skins to them via other players in their game. So this is the point I wanted to tackle and kind of disagree with, but let's finish the comment and then I'll talk about it. But I think the desire for this is very reasonable, even within the context of COD's arcadey style gameplay design. Exactly, right? But about like the whole revenue stream thing and players being able to disable their outfits and whatnot. This is a point that a lot of people bring up against having the milsim filter. In some ways, it does come off as like a sort of like defense mechanism for Activision to keep their silly skins in the game and not implement the filter that everyone wants. Or it seems like everyone wants. Every classic COD fan wants, I should say, maybe to be more specific. But I just don't believe it's pointless at all. Like, let's just simply break apart and look at the point of having this filter to begin with. If I'm someone wanting a milsim filter, I only want to see military skins. So you can still make skins that are military themed, that fit the theme, and put them in the shop to market to me, the one using the milsim filter. And if you want, you could do like crazy skin filters too. I don't care. It's not my screen that I'm looking at. Like really, if I buy a ghillie suit and I want to hide in fucking tall grass, but you want to use a silly skin filter to turn me into like a green jumpsuit man, I don't care. Make me lime green on your screen. I've said this in my past video too, like maybe add a competitive filter so that every skin is a CDL skin. But I personally just want a classic Call of Duty filter. I want to see soldiers. I want to see ghillie suits. I want to see pilot outfits. I want to see mastery camos. That's what Call of Duty is. It's about mastering the game and becoming like prestige master, getting the mastery camo, mastery calling cards. Like it's being a Pokemon master of the Call of Duty universe. What can I say? Pointless. Just like pointless. What do you mean pointless? If I buy a milsim skin, I'm still gonna be able to market it to other milsim enjoyers. It's sad to think that Call of Duty has become a marketing shooter. Forget arcade shooter, it's a fucking marketing shooter. Is that what you want Call of Duty to be? Like, let's stop spreading this pointless rhetoric and start saying, hey, if we want like, I don't know, targeted ads, let players have targeted ads. The whole reason I wanted to play Call of Duty in the first place, in real life, at 13, was because it looked like it was a more mature franchise. It looked badass, cool, tactical. It took itself more seriously while having like, you know, some comedy behind it. You guys remember the noob versus veteran trailer back in the day? Go look it up, but it was just a comedic sort of advertisement for MW3, the original MW3. People loved it. And then like back on the Black Ops series, you had the Replacer. Dude was just like a billionaire who drove a fancy car and he just replaced you wherever you work so that you could play the game. Like, I guess that's not really in Call of Duty universe, but at least he's not a fucking green dragon. He's no Barney the dinosaur. So instead of like thinking of, oh yeah, we're just disabling their ability to market those skins via other players in the game, how about instead of saying disabling, we say that we're enabling a new ability for milsim enjoyers to enjoy their milsim visual game. Cause hey, I as a milsim player don't want to buy milsim skins in a game that's not milsim themed. The game has fucking dragons running around. I'm not buying a regular soldier. No thank you. Because you've created this hierarchy of better skins, right? It happened to like, dude, a great example is Call of Duty Vanguard. When that game came out, it was World War II themed, and then they started adding a little bit of steampunk stuff, maybe a little bit of armor on your characters, so I ended up buying an outfit for Constance. It was just like a black outfit, still like World War II themed, but it had like some armor on it, some like shiny knight armor, just on the shoulder. I thought it looked sick. It wasn't World War II accurate, I guess, but it was like, you know, just kind of personalized. And then they released the Attack on Titan skin, and then I felt stupid for buying that skin, and then they added some steampunk looking skins for Constance, and I ended up buying that one. It was called the Gate Security skin. Look at that. That's my video, the first one that pops up here. Pretty cool, right? But look at that. Gate security, this is the sort of like steampunk vibe I'm talking about right here. I thought it looked dope as hell, and the game was getting more and more insane as time went on. But after this, like, you know, they released shit like this, and I don't like that theme, so I just didn't buy anything else. But yeah, when your game has skins like this, it allows me to buy other skins that kind of like match the theme, but like I'm being my own like personalized soldier, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to buy a skin like this when other skins in the game look like this, and like this anime like cat, whatever the heck this is. Like, yuck, and ugh. And so yeah, moving on to the last topic of today's video. I know it's been a long video so far, much longer than I thought, but hey, we're making it shorter editing wise for myself. Anyways, sorry, Infinity Ward AI art drama. So Infinity Ward had this little post here for Thanksgiving, wishing everyone a happy holiday, I guess. I said happy holidays at Infinity Ward. Can't wait for your next game, because Infinity Ward are just honestly my favorite Call of Duty dev studio. But the whole drama, oh my gosh. Let's view the quote retweets on this thing. This bad boy. Artists only use ghost rendering, but the setting of the food table in the background is AI. The artist's real render and quality is not AI. Why can't you just not use AI? It's not that hard. So people are just throwing this image through AI art generators. Well, not generators, AI art detectors, and like we're getting like a 99%, I guess, likelihood. Yeah, you guys may be wondering, like, what is it that everyone here seems to be talking about? Like, Control F AI. This one says AI, really, bro? Haha, they used fucking AI art. So the AI art in question is basically the table in the background. So I didn't even notice it at first, to be honest. So I was just asking people, like, genuinely, like, what about it is AI? I don't get it. So the curtains, that's kind of the biggest giveaway off the bat here. So here we are zoomed in. As you can see, the curtains, they got this like weird, fluffy, like almost cartoony looking texture. Not even texture, like just shape, I guess, like above the curtains. Whereas like in real life, this should be a rod, and the curtains right here and here should just be sitting on the rod. There shouldn't be any like what is this? Wool? I don't know. And then if we look at the dinner plate as well, like the character, like Ghost himself, is definitely not AI generated. Like we had the artist also quote retweeting it, saying that he did the art for Ghost, the classic Ghost skin here, and rendered it. But when we look at the table here too, like we have these just weird plate setups where I'd expect to see like plates on both sides of the table, but why do we have like 2 plates stacked here? We got 3 plates stacked together here and another 2 here, and same with the opposite side as well. Just 2 plates, 4 plates here, and then another 3 plates here. And people were pointing out the dessert as well. I didn't think the dessert was AI generated, but like I mean, who knows? Obviously the image is also like blurred out too. Like you can see that it's got sort of like a haziness on it, which is like classic photography, right? But with the actual art, people have been pointing it out and calling them out for it, which honestly, good job on the COD community. I'm very proud of you guys. I don't support AI art in Call of Duty either. I think that is going to kill a lot of artistic careers. Treyarch last year, I know they had like a job listing for someone who's gonna be like skilled using AI art tools and modifying AI images. So what basically Activision is getting their studios to do is use AI generators to make, like, I don't know, maybe a calling card, and then an artist like goes over the calling card afterwards and they just modify it to make it, like, they clean it up basically. So if there's 6 fingers on a hand, make it 5, stuff like that. And it's just to like pay people less for their work, to make more money, make more of a profit, because that's all they really want. And it's just so stupid. It's pathetic. But anyway, the message at the bottom here just reads, to our amazing Call of Duty players, as we reflect on this season, we want to express our deep gratitude to our incredible Call of Duty community, our talented families of studios, and our friends and families. Your support means the world to us. Enjoy some time off this holiday to grind for camos, pop those gobble gums, and get to those dubs. Which is strange, right? Like, pop those gobble gums? Infinity Ward doesn't have gobble gums in their games. What does that mean, huh? And yeah, get those dubs. IW24. It's like, yeah, maybe all the studios are working on Black Ops 6 together. Who knows? Every Call of Duty game nowadays just has collaboration with everyone. With that said, that's the AI art drama I wanted to go over with you guys. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to leave them, I'd love to read them and respond to them. Stay tuned, because we'll have our Black Ops 6 review out very soon as well. Consider subscribing and enabling that bell notification so you stay up to date. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Have a good night.